seen the Gen 521 with a
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy AreYouSpazz. Today we got Subsonic, we got Supersonic. Getting into it. First, we're gonna start off with the Subsonic round. Subsonics tend to get chambered in 300 blackouts or firearms with no cans or no suppressor devices. You want to tend not to go over 140 grain when you're using Subsonic. Using a Subsonic, there's pros and there's cons. See, the pros to using a Subsonic round: it's not that much recoil to the firearm when you shooting it, when you out there on the range, when you testing it out. And it's different variations of bullets that you want to test out when you're going for the subsonic rounds. So people say they go with 110 as the best offer of grain to go with their subsonic rounds. Me myself have 125s because I want to get that distant, I want to get that velocity in there, that accuracy as well as the power. Now 110 I read up was the best for home defense. Now above 110 you aiming for like accuracy and long range and etc. Now yeah, the cons on this is pretty much the price. You know, any 300 blackout, whether it's full metal jackets, whether it's self-defense rounds, they all gonna vary to $30 to $40 a box, you know. So they pretty expensive versus the typical 5.56 rounds. When you talk about a box of 5.56, you're talking about $15 the least, $13, $15 the least, $20 the most, $30 the most, not even $30 the most. So yeah, it's a big price range right there. Kind of like comparing to the 7.62 round. These are 7.62s, but the 7.62 by 39 is what I'm mentioning. Those rounds are pretty expensive, so these are kind of similar in that way, in their own little way. Now, as you can see, the projectile on top is not nowhere near the same as a 5.56. It is kind of close to a 7.62 platform. Now, this is kind of the home. This is the home of the 7.62s, the baby 7.62. Some people say that's why I went with this caliber. Yeah, good for home defense, but good for velocity as well. Now, I was thinking to myself about getting the 4-inch, the 4.7 or 4.5-inch. I seen a couple out there that's pretty fire, you know. I seen a couple nice builds. Now I was thinking about getting me one myself, but it's gonna take me some thinking and some research before I get there, because you want to go good with some velocity. You always want to go for velocity. You always want to go for how far your projectile can shoot. You know, a lot of people just think about the noise of a firearm or the fact that a firearm is a firearm. Now it's deeper than just the firearm itself. It's deeper than just firing around. It's way deeper than that. Now, not gonna get into too much talk. We're gonna continue with the subsonic round. Um, it's pretty much around this just subtle a subtle version of this round. And this right here is a supersonic. So it's like a subtle version of this round. This round shoots a lot of pressure, too much pressure, to where this alone with no can cannot sustain rounds going through there. You know, it's not gonna cycle, it's not gonna keep running. So you gotta go for a more lesser grain. A lesser grain that's gonna chamber through that barrel. You know what I mean? because for one, it's not a 16-inch. As you can see, guys, this is a 9.5, I believe. 9.5, 10-inch. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not a long of a barrel. It's not too long of a barrel, so you want to make sure you get you some good rounds cycling through your AR pistol. All my guys out there with the AR pistols, the short micro AR pistols, make sure you got you some good ammunition flowing through that rifle, man. It's my baby. 300 blackout, man. But yeah, make sure you got you some good rounds flowing through that. My bad, y'all. This motherfucker set up. But we're gonna go into the Supersonic now, cause it's not really too much to speak about on the Subsonic. It's pretty self-explanatory. Um, a subtle situation, but still trying to leave an impact. Still trying to come with your message. Still trying to knock down your perpetrator and your target. Now, the Supersonics. Move my finger because, as you can see, these are the Rep Tips Winchesters. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Nice firearm, nice rounds. But as you can see, like I said about this one, the projectile is pretty close and similar to a 7.62 platform. See, now we're getting into the Supersonic. See, Supersonic, this right here, you chamber in them, you gonna need a can, you gonna need a suppressor, you gonna need some type of device to make this loud, pressure, quiet. See, what you wanna do is you wanna make sure you always keeping the grains high when you dealing with a supersonic. See this right here, I think this is a 230 grain. Now, I think some people start off with 215 grain. I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong. People start off with 215, starting with their supersonic. Now this right here is a 230 grain. You're dealing with a lot of pressure coming out this round right here. You're gonna need you a can, you're gonna need you a suppressor, you're gonna need some type of muzzle device dealing with this round. Now, 300 blackouts, you can't really just throw any type of rounds in them, man. You gotta be careful on what you're throwing in that firearm. You gotta make sure it's the right rounds. You gotta make sure you either got a can, you gotta make sure either you got a suppressor. If you don't, you got a muzzle brake, whatever. You gotta keep your mind focused on what your rounds is spitting out your AR-15 because it'll mess up your bulk carrier group. You don't want to mess up your bulk carrier grouping, and then you can't shoot your AR-15 at all. And then that's just what thousands of dollars what you guys invested into going down the drain. You don't want to do that. Now, take the advice on what I'm taking. You get you a can, get you a suppressor device, fill out that paperwork, deal with the ATF, man. Get you one of those if you want to deal with these rounds right here. As you can see, that's why I only got subsonic rounds in my AR-15 right now because I don't have a suppressor, I don't have a can, but I'm filling out my paperwork and it's coming real soon. So you guys should be expecting a suppressor on the channel, a lot of multiple muzzle devices, everything like that, different type of things like that, man. You guys should be expecting a lot of real good content coming in soon. But back to the supersonic round. As you can see, it's a Winchester round, red tip. So that's what we dealing with right there. That's what we dealing with. So yeah, as you can see, projectile pretty large, like a 7.62. Yeah. Um, not really too crazy on the supersonics, man. If I'm being personally honest, I don't really agree with how you gotta change out different rounds based on if you got a suppressor or not. But I kind of understand the science behind it. I understand the logic behind it now, because you can't really just throw any type of grain, any type of firearm rounds in there. You can't really do that. So you got to focus on the grain you throwing in your firearm, and you keep these supersonics between the 200 grains, and you keep these subsonics between the 100s. Make sure you guys remember that. Now, signing off, y'all. It's AreYouSpazz. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that, etc. Let me know where I messed up at. Let me know where I probably ain't mentioned some type of anything. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. But I'm gonna give y'all one last look at the Supersonic round real quick, because I know a lot of y'all like the red tips, but that's why I'm gonna look at the Supersonic round. Let y'all look at the subsonic round real quick. Can't show y'all that on YouTube, but show y'all. That's the subsonic round. Put it back in real quick. Can't show y'all. But yeah. Boy, AreYouSpazz signing out. DB 9-inch AR-15 300 blackout. Always know the differences what you using. Always know the differences what you using, man. Supersonic rounds, subsonic rounds. Get it, man.
Let's go, big 4 bullets gon' make him flow. Got the shit out the cartel, business came straight off a boat. If you wanna know something about spaz, nigga,